Today is October the 20th, 2025. It's 1 year ago today that we had the notification from Shari's Management Corporation that we were all unemployed. They just locked the doors without explanation. And here is Shari's restaurant as it stands today, 1 year later. They've redone the parking lot. They've had that resurfaced. Somebody must know somebody that has a parking lot resurfacing company. For the last 4 to 6 weeks that Shari's was operating here in Central Point, the customers were eating food that the staff had been buying at local grocery stores, paying for with their own money, and preparing, cooking, serving, selling to the customers at the restaurant. The reason that the staff were trying to keep the boat afloat themselves was that Shari's Management Corporation was not responding to any of the inquiries from our general manager. This is a normal, cordial text sent from team leader Melissa asking me if I could come in early one day to help out. This was one of my regularly scheduled days at Shari's, and this was my formal notification of unemployment as I received it from my employer, Shari's. I was on my way to work, and so although I did receive the text, I didn't see it until I actually got to the restaurant, and when I did get there, I'll show you what I found. When I arrived at work, I noticed that most of the parking spaces were full. All of the staff were there with their vehicles lined up alongside the curb, and they were carrying items out of the restaurant and putting them into their own vehicles. On the right here we can see Melissa, who is a team leader and the person who had previously sent me the text asking me if I could come in and help. And following Melissa is another Shari's worker who was very, very drunk, screaming and shouting at Melissa as she was walking along. And this worker's name is Vicky Lausman. Here's the old Shari's, the front view that so many of us are used to seeing. Notice the rock on the left there. The next day I went over to the restaurant again, and I was hoping to find somebody who might give us some explanations or insight or suggestions on what we employees might do, having been summarily terminated. The only person on the property was a person named Bob Dickey, who gave me this business card. I went back again the next day, and on that occasion I met a woman named Sarah Jane Anderson. She was very apologetic, saying she was sorry that we'd all lost our jobs and that the owners hadn't been paying the bills, and it was all very sad. And she told me all about her family, her husband, her son, and we planted these flowers by the front door. Although things still remain unresolved, this is quite a nice image with which to close the video.